Hi, Cynthia Allen, back with another very quick question that came in. It was how to manage the storage of all the recordings and the distribution of it. So let's talk about the storage first. You could do something as simple as pop these things into a Google Drive. You could have a folder that you set the security permissions to be public access, and then you would copy that link and send it out to your class participants. They could grab it and download it. You could make your life a little bit easier if you don't do the videos, you actually do the recordings. Like in my classes, nobody wants to see the squares of everybody else. They find that very distracting, which really means they could get by with the audio. And if you're doing audio only and you have a website, you can afford for small groups to put audios in your media file library and then give people a link to that. It's a little bit time consuming. You'd have to do it like after each class. You would download the audio from Zoom and then upload it there and then send them the link. But I mean, all of this is going to be a little bit time consuming. It's not an overwhelming amount of technology for sure. You could store audios in an Amazon account. It's called ASW3, I believe. This is not a very friendly, user-friendly thing. It is very inexpensive. And you can file them, zip them up into files, and send out a zip file to people of multiple recordings. So at a low usage rate, which most of you would probably have, you might spend a couple of bucks a month, to be honest. That's about it. You could use Vimeo. Vimeo for storing your videos is going to cost you about $20 a month at the lowest end. And, I mean, it's hard when you don't have a lot of money coming in, and you may not, but 20 per month is not bad. And Vimeo, you can really control who gets access to something and who doesn't. It's a much more secure platform than YouTube, but YouTube is free. And you can put your videos on YouTube and mark them as unlisted, which means they wouldn't be able to be found on a search. Nobody could just randomly find your video. But if someone were to share a link to your video to someone else, they would be able to watch it. Personally, I would use YouTube. Again, you would need to load it up, start your free channel, load it up, and give a copy or a link to people. Now, the problem you may have, actually, I just said this, you won't be able to load up long videos until you have a certain number of followers. You've used it a certain amount of time. So if you're planning to do more with video, you need to get on there, start doing it, gradually build yourself up with YouTube so that you can get past the hurdles that they have in order to allow you to put a full-length video on there. Then you could go a little more sophisticated version like Teachable, teachable.com. We had our membership on it for a few years. And by the way, I have a page with links that you can get to some of these things, and I've got one of these for that. It's running $30 a month, and it's pretty sophisticated for what you're talking about, but very easy to use. And you can store your videos on there. You could organize them into classes. You could sell from there. You could give people access to one class or access to a class series, but not to something else. And the last one I think I would talk about is maybe doing something like Voo Player, where you could purchase this sometimes through like AppSumo, and there are different kind of video storage, pretty reasonably priced, and you can store your videos there. So again, think about whether you need videos or not. Like in the Feldenkrais world, a lot of times we don't have to have videos. I think if you're doing yoga or Pilates, you would want videos. And then from there, I would, if you have a YouTube channel already and you could store something longer, I would probably go with YouTube. Or I would put my audios on my own website if I had it. Now here in the summit, there's a couple of things being talked about that are really going to be valuable. And I really check out the G&J experience. I mean, those guys have put together something rocking, totally worth looking at. Totally worth looking at. And I was trying to think if there was somebody else. It seems like there's somebody else here too already doing something about that. Okay, well, there's always so many things in summits. I can't remember it right now, sorry. So those are some ideas about how you can handle storage and distribution of your video lists, okay? Thanks.